Hey, what's up guys? Joker here, and I hope you're all doing well. Today we have got a couple of PC gaming news stories to get through. First up, we are going to be yet again talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, which got its big patch late yesterday, which we discussed yesterday, which is meant to address the stuttering and the crashing in the game. Initially, we thought it was just going to be the stuttering. We'll get fired into all the details on that, but the patch notes are looking very good, and I played about an hour today. So far, it's looking actually better than expected. And also, Halo Reach appears that it will finally be coming to the PC on December 3rd in the first phase of the Halo Master Chief Collection rollout. Did you just finish building a sweet gaming rig only to have this happen to you? Not to worry, because your CD Key has you covered with Windows 10 Pro licenses for under $15. And if you head over there right now, you could save 20% off with my code JPD20 at checkout. You'll receive your key within seconds, and then just click the start button and type activate to find the Windows activation screen, and all you gotta do then is paste your code in. For more info as well as that coupon code, be sure to check out the links down in the description below. As I said, we'll kick things off talking about Red Dead Redemption 2, which I did a bit of a rant yesterday onto this game and the kind of poor apology from Rockstar and the compensation that they offered to people with the $2 Red Dead Online poncho and everything like that. And I still stand by everything I said in that video. But as far as the patch is concerned that they mentioned in that, I really do wish they did a better job of communicating the full range of fixes that was coming, because going through the patch notes for the roughly 3 GB update which came out late yesterday, it actually appears that they have fixed a ton of things. And as I said at the start, I played for about an hour this morning after redoing all of my graphics settings. The patch did reset every graphics option that I had in the game, and I also noticed in the patch notes, but also in the game, under the advanced options, they've added a new option in there for tree tessellation, which can be toggled on or off. So I enabled that, and so far performance seems to be roughly on par with what I was getting before. But overall, the game has felt a lot smoother. Moving around my camera really fast and things like that felt very smooth, just absolutely buttery. And yeah, nothing really felt hitchy or out of place. I didn't see any flickering or graphical artifacts whatsoever. Like I said, no crashes whatsoever. So we're gonna go through all the updates here with a fine-tooth comb. There's literally dozens. There might be close to 100 or more fixes in these patch notes. So I'll have the sources linked down in the description below, but I'm going to go through some of the key ones that kind of stood out to me, issues that I personally saw, and also saw people mentioning in the comments on recent Red Dead Redemption 2 videos since the game came out. So we're going to shoot over to DSOG over here. They're actually going to be the source for both of our stories today, and take a look at the patch notes. So first up, you can see that this is kind of the big one that they mentioned yesterday in the press release over on Twitter. They said that they added an additional launch argument, which is -CPU load rebalancing, to rebalance workload on the CPU cores and avoid hitting an edge case in certain NVIDIA graphics card drivers that causes significant stalls on 4-core and 6-core CPUs. So that's really what they were talking about yesterday. In the Twitter post, they noted that it was specific NVIDIA cards, NVIDIA drivers with certain CPUs. So now it appears to be certain NVIDIA cards with 4 and 6-core CPUs. So hopefully that resolves at least one issue for a lot of people that was causing stuttering with the game. They also did mention on here, which I didn't highlight, but they added improvements for performance and stability on graphics cards with 4 GB of VRAM or less when using Vulkan. So that could definitely be a fix of value if you're using a 4 GB card, for example. Another big one they mentioned here is that they fixed an issue that resulted in the game becoming stuck in windowed borderless mode instead of full screen mode if the game lost focus or certain graphics settings were changed under DirectX 12. This wasn't a thing that happened to me constantly. If I was using DirectX 12, every time I would load up the game, I would be in borderless full screen mode, and it would constantly switch back to that. Every time I loaded the game up, I would have to force it into full screen if I was trying to game on DirectX 12. So I am very, very grateful for that fix right here with this update. They also mentioned that they added a specific option to enable tessellation on tree models in the graphics setting menu, which I mentioned is all the way at the bottom. Like if you go all the way to the bottom of the advanced graphics, it's the very last option in the menus. They also said that they fixed an issue that resulted in reduced performance when switching between different graphics settings presets without restarting the system. This I personally didn't notice, but one of my buddies who I showed the patch notes to said this was happening to him constantly, so it definitely appears to be a thing that was going on. And as you can see, there are a ton of fixes here, so we're not going to go through all of these because we'll be here for literally an hour reading through this stuff, but sources will be linked below. As far as stability fixes are concerned, they said they fixed issues that resulted in crashes during the game startup and logo screen. That's going to be huge for a lot of people. They fixed issues that resulted in crashes when changing graphic settings or switching back and forth between presets. That I saw a lot. They said fixed an issue that resulted in crashes during the initial boot of the game in the windowed display mode. I'm sure that's going to resolve the issue for a lot of people with the game not actually being able to open up. They also said that they fixed an issue that resulted in a crash when switching between windowed and full screen display mode on some graphics cards. I saw this happen to me a ton of times. Fixed an issue that resulted in a crash when the game lost focus as a result of using Alt-Tab. This one did happen to me a few times, although it wasn't every time, so I was able to Alt-Tab, I would say most of the time, but on the odd occasion it did happen to me. Also fixed an issue that resulted in a crash when attempting to load an autosave on some system, which seemed to be an issue with the most recent update to the Rockstar launcher. As I mentioned, I reported that in yesterday's first video on Vulkan and DX12, different APIs having crashes when loading back into the game. They also said they fixed an issue that resulted in a crash when playing story mode while offline. I saw this mentioned in the comments on my video, although I never played it offline, so I personally didn't see it. They also fixed crashes and stability issues that resulted in the error Red Dead Redemption 2 exited unexpectedly during gameplay. This is something I saw mentioned countless times in my recent Red Dead Redemption 2 videos, and there's a bunch of other stability fixes here which fixed issues with crashing for various different things, so I definitely suggest you go check out these patch notes and read everything here, because in all likelihood it could have addressed an issue that you were seeing with your system that maybe I didn't see or maybe didn't hear about as much in the comments section or from my friends talking to them on the PC. There's also a lot of control and user interface fixes which they mention on here, which I'm not going to go through, and then also a couple of general and miscellaneous fixes. They improved the stability and result consistency of the in-game benchmark tool, which is fantastic. Also fixed an issue that resulted in camera stuttering when using the mouse to look around while sprinting, which was something that I definitely saw. So overall, great patch notes, very detailed, and literally dozens and dozens of fixes for this game, which hopefully improves the user experience and playability of Red Dead Redemption 2 on PC. The only thing I could say now is that I wish the game had shipped like this at launch. I think back to the launch of GTA 5, which seemed honestly to be pretty flawless because they delayed that game multiple times in order to ensure that it was absolutely perfect. Sadly, with Red Dead Redemption 2, they decided not to do that. They had a firm release date, they stuck to it, and I think they honestly ended up suffering because of that, because it's only a week later and we got all of these issues fixed. So I honestly wish they would have just delayed it maybe another week or two, but I have a feeling that they had their deadlines and wanted to push this out by the holiday season, although they still could have done that if they put it out by the end of the month. But you know, really it's anyone's best guess as to why they didn't do that, or maybe these issues didn't really show up for them until the game was out in the public with all these different various hardware setups, although that is something they could have also tested on their end. So they're still not off the hook for releasing the game in the state that it was, but I'm very appreciative that the fixes are here now and that it happened honestly as quick as it did. I just wish there was a little more transparency on their end early on when the game released and so many people were having issues with the game crashing and being able not to play it at all. So we'll definitely keep an eye out in the game. If I see any issues in the coming days and weeks, that I think are affecting the playability of Red Dead 2, then I'll keep you guys apprised of that. But for right now, these patch notes are a great start, and please let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, especially if you've played the game since this patch, if any of the issues we're having are still occurring, or if any new issues have cropped up, leave them down in the comments below so we can get as much information as possible, because as I mentioned, a lot of the things I was talking about in these fixes are things that I noticed in the comments that I wasn't necessarily experiencing, so it helps build my knowledge of the issues that are out there, because I do read every single comment that usually goes up on these videos, especially in the first 24 to 72 hours, let's say. So moving on from that, a very positive note, Halo Reach on the PC looks like it's going to be coming to the Microsoft Store on December 3rd. It's also meant to be coming out on Steam as well, but there was no mention of that here specifically, mostly because this is not an official announcement. It was actually spotted by DSOG over on the Microsoft Store with the December 3rd release date. So they had this to say specifically, said it appears that the Microsoft Store has leaked one of today's Xbox 2019 surprises. According to the official store pages for the Halo Master Chief Collection and Halo Reach will come out on the PC on December 3rd, just a couple of weeks from now. He goes on to explain that my guess is that the game will shadow drop on the Xbox One later today and will come out on the PC a month later. We've seen similar release date leaks in the past, so I'm pretty sure this is the real deal here. That's quoting DSOG directly. So it's on the Microsoft Store. I was able to see that. It shows a December 3rd release date, although they haven't made an official press release or anything like that. But this is definitely a title we have been keeping an eye on throughout 2019, ever since it was revealed earlier this year. And it's something I'm definitely looking forward to playing, the Master Chief Collection on PC, as well as the other titles that I'm assuming are going to start rolling out throughout 2020. I think they probably intended to release Halo Reach a little earlier on, as the flighting was meant to start earlier, and that kind of stuff ended up getting delayed. So it seems like they are really putting forth their best effort to getting out a good product at launch, kind of unlike Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I hope Microsoft takes as much time as they possibly need to get this game working properly at launch so we don't have some of the issues like in recently released games. But that is all I have got for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of it. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. If you enjoyed today's video or learned anything new, don't forget to leave a thumbs up on it down below. Subscribe if you're not already. And if you've been here for a while, go ahead and ring that notification bell. That way you never miss a video. The moment it goes live on the channel, you just might have a chance to be the person that says first in the comments. Although it's probably too late by now if you made it this far in the video. I'm going to go. I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Turn.